Hey there, friends. I hope all of you are having a great Friday. Woohoo! It's like the Friday before I always think about the holidays really do kind of crank up with Thanksgiving, and last all the way through the new year. And, this is like our last weekend to chill, maybe before everything starts going crazy. So I hope that all of you are well and happy and enjoying this holiday season, no matter how you celebrate or no matter what holidays you celebrate. I have 3 journals ready to go in the shop. I'm going to go through these. These are our 5x7 Big Mama journals. They are not constructed with food packaging. They are constructed with corrugated cardboard that has been treated and covered with fabric. I am, I'm kind of running low on food packaging, but Chris just ordered stuff from Amazon. He really does love Amazon, and we just have boxes. And I thought, well, instead of recycling those, then I'm just going to turn those into journals, which is what I've been doing here. So I've got 3 to go in the shop. Of course, my last shipping day is Monday. So if you want one of these journals, then you need to order by Saturday, which is tomorrow. I know I'm doing the best I can, between life and work and artwork. It's, sometimes I get a little bit behind. But just one more reminder, last shipping day is Monday, so if you want one of these babies, then you need to get your order in today or tomorrow, because on Sunday I have to pull the orders and pack the orders and all that kind of stuff. So let's go through this sweet baby. She is 5x7 and she is about 3 inches thick. Of course, when you let her belt out, then she's like, well, let's just not even go there. You can see this just chock full of stuff for you to play with. The spine is a combination of glass beads as well as these. They've got kind of a greenish, bluish, jade-ish kind of thing going on here. I really love these beads, and I thought they just went perfect with this little journal. Of course, this is like a little hint of spring, right? And as the first of the year rolls around, then we're thinking spring. Usually we've had our mega dose of winter by that time, and we're looking forward to spring. I know in January here, my Lenten roses start taking off. I mean, it's odd how much activity, how much subterranean activity actually goes on in the month of January. So we finish this off with a sweet little Tim Holtz brad that says number 1. It is a green swirl pattern. It is really does say spring, because if you're like me, I've kind of got that seasonal affective disorder thing where if I don't see sun for like months on end, I get really, really blue. And I think that something like this on your desk is a cheerful spot and reminds you that spring always comes. You can use it as a book, or you can use it as like an art Rolodex, right? So you just flip through here and find things that inspire you, or maybe things that you would like to write about. Has art prompts in it and writing prompts as well. So I'm not going to unload the pockets because they're stuffed full of stuff, and it's really hard to reload a pocket once I have everything out of it. I am using seasonal kind of things here. So we have some Christmas, we have some Easter, we have a little bit of New Year's. This says a genealogical history. A lot of times during the holidays, you guys might get those Ancestry DNA kits. We got 2 big surprises last year when Chris did his. Expanded our family and did not know anything about it. Yeah, Ancestry DNA. Okay, so some of you may get Ancestry DNA, or I think there's another one, I can't, 23andMe or something like that. So, you know, this may be an opportunity for you to write about that experience, your genealogical history. There's a calendar here. This is Sir Roger Llewellyn, who played Sherlock Holmes for over a decade. I think he is just a captivating man. He's very inspiring. We've got some vintage text in different language here for you. This is from the children's book, Corky's Hiccups. And it's just, the illustrations are awesome. A little bit of Parisian trip fodder, tour fodder right here. Some sprayed pieces. This is the 1988 houseplant book that I absolutely adore it. You know, I grew up with encyclopedias and reference books. When I had a report, then you would go to the library and you would look things up in encyclopedias, and now you're going to do that online, and it's like, oh, you know, it just used to be so much fun to, now that was me, you know, I'm a nerd, and it was fun to go, it was fun to get the assignment, it was fun to write, it was fun to look up the information, you know, and, you know, if I go in a library or if I am researching something, then one thing just leads right to another, right? And you're just, you know, I mean, before you know it, you're just overwhelmed with all of these like branches and things to explore, and I just love it. I did put some feathers in here, and we've got many books for you guys to explore and play with. The McCall's pattern instructions here. This says family tree, a little sprayed element for you guys to work with, a little bit of tissue paper, maps. Where are you going? Are you going anywhere next year? We have not been, well, Chris has been places, but I have not been anywhere this year. So, you know, kind of looking forward to getting to my sister's house and chilling down there, and still know that I need to create and sell while I'm there. So still not quite sure how that's going to get accomplished, but I am, my thinker is thinking about it. I think this is 1938 meals tested, tasted, and approved. Look, it's even got a section on deep fat frying, which kind of leads to the turkey thing. You know, how are you guys going to do your turkey? Our sweet Gail sent me fabric swatches, and this is a crushed velvet fabric swatch right here. I might just take this out and just rub on it all day long. I'm kidding. But I thought it all went just really nicely together. You guys know how I do these books. I curate them for you so things actually can be put together. And generally, if you would take this book and a pair of scissors and a glue stick, you could create with the things that are in the book. I did some stamped images for you guys, so you'll start to see those in journals. This excellent seashell book that I picked up for a couple bucks at my local library. We have a time sheet for you. I think that time, you know, a time sheet just says so much. How do you spend your time? Sorry, we've got a chippy piece of paper that just fell right there. I've started tracking my intervals, which means I'm tracking my 15-minute intervals, and it's like, whew, you know, I have to tell y'all something really funny. I was talking about my list to Chris the other day, and he went, what? And I was like, you know, my list. I've got a list of things that I have to do every day. And I showed him my list. If I would show you my list, you would go, oh my gosh. And he laughed. He thought that my list was funny. I'm like, it's not supposed to be funny. But, you know, to him it was funny and entertaining. And I'm like, ugh. I didn't say anything because I've seen his list and in the garage, which is where he keeps a list. This is tooled leather for you to make a traveler's notebook or whatever you want to out of it. So I know that he grasped that, but I don't know. I think it was the length of my list that he found so humorous. This is Tsar Nicholas and Tsarina Alexandra. This is a little print from a book. A little bit of burlap for you to work with. And we got some ho ho ho. These are coffee pages that are so cute. I love them. A little Christmas pocket right here for you to play with. Illustrations. These are from the Sherlock Holmes book that I am really loving. This is a willow euphorbia. Isn't that beautiful? Again, a little page from Corky's Hiccups. Do you make lists? If you're a girl, don't you make lists? I mean, and isn't your list insane? Mine is, and I don't feel like it's humorous. People have different perceptions. People perceive things differently. And I had to put this in because this reminds me of Mia. Mia, when it's thundering, she like climbs on my computer if I'm working. She like wants to be on my lap with her hands on the keyboard for some reason or another that I don't actually really understand. All right, we will put Miss, we're going to call this Ivy because we've been watching the Batman series, Gotham series. So we're going to call that Ivy. A little nod to Miss Poison Ivy, one of the most interesting female characters. I love Batman because it's so full of female characters. This little book, the spine on it, all these spines, you guys, are 2 inches wide, but it just kind of randomly fell together. It has a palm tree on it. It says you and me on it. It looks like pink lemonade slices, has a sequin brad closure on it. It's just a happy looking little book. That's all there is to it. And it's pink, and you know, generally I don't work with a lot of pink, but in this case I really do like it. This is from a book, a childcraft book called What People Do, and this is a chef and he's actually making pastry. And these are pastry recipes from 1938. So I thought that would be fun. An owl that is stamped on a vintage dictionary, more owl stickers for you. Again, the wonderful fabrics that Miss Gail sent me. I'm just like overwhelmed with these fabrics. Are just so beautiful and like the perfect shape, you know, for using in journals, or you know, you can use them in mixed media. This is a piece of the pre-curated collage for you guys. Pre-curated. I keep saying that. It's curated, so it all goes together. So it will be simple for you to play with. I'm using these metal pieces. This is a pattern instruction sheet right here, a vintage pattern instruction sheet. This is the Biltmore house. This is the snowman. There's a, this is Neptune. This is a napkin that has beach imagery on it. And then the prompt here is bare feet. I missed having bare feet right now. It's just November. It's just November. Okay, let's not think about it. Got some Happy Halloween and sugar skulls for you. Another print from the book was called, I forget, maybe The Last Tsar. I did see that Netflix has a series called The Last Tsar. It's about the Russian family, and to me it's just one of the most interesting stories in history. The Tsar Nicholas and his wife Alexandra had a child, and his name was Alexei, and he was born with hemophilia, and the only person who could stop his bleeding was rascally Rasputin, who is purported to have not mystical powers, but maybe dark powers. It's such an interesting story. Just the whole, I love Russian history. I think that all of this just goes together so nicely, you guys. Look at that blue, like that cobalt blue. Isn't that gorgeous? I love these papers too. Sprayed imagery for you. A little bit of salvage script from 1992. Looks like a smart guy. And we have a little bit of hearts. To me, hearts aren't just for Valentine's. They're appropriate any time of year. Another print from the Sherlock Holmes Companion. A little bit of pattern paper for you guys. Some puppies with hearts. We love that kind of thing. Fabric swatches with Easter imagery, Easter stickers. Lots of vintage things for you to play with. Another piece of tooled leather for you to toy around with. See what you can make. And this is our last page right here. It's got an elephant. Isn't he cool? Of course, these books are really fat, you guys. When I mail them to you, I squash them together and I put a piece of fabric so the fabric kind of ties the book together. This is one of our Jelly Roll books, and it's got these teardrop beads on it that I really do love. I like the color. It reminds me of, you know, batik or tie-dye, that kind of, you know, hippie imagery, hippie vibe imagery. Were you a hippie? I was a hippie. I was so a hippie. I was a hippie nerd. I was a hippie who didn't do a lot of hippie things. But I played music, and that kind of just made me a hippie. Got some tooled leather here. A little bit of shamrock fun. This is the Walton House, and I thought the word tradition would be a great little collage collection piece for you guys to play with. The time card has a clock chippy on it. Some Halloween. And beautiful food arrangements from Martha Stewart Living. I was really happy to find those magazines the other day at my library. My library is like a tree house. Honestly, the back of the library is all glass and it looks over the woods. It is one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. I love it. This is from the Childcraft book, What People Do. I like the way the nurse is looking at the doctor. She looks like they've got a date later on. Corky's Hiccups. Be huggy, be breezy, be together, be home. Got some flower stickers in here for you. Another little timesheet. All of these little pieces like this can be made into mini books, you guys. So, you know, if you approach the book as I'm going to make gifts, there's plenty of stuff in here for you to create handmade, homemade gifts. As people love that kind of thing. People appreciate it now, probably more than they ever have before. I think that's a that's true love right there, when you make something for someone. This is from a book called The Little Eskimo Girl, Iroquois Arithmetic book. This is from the Outer Banks, North Carolina travel brochure. A metal owl that you can, it's ready to string. You know, you can put it on a chain or on a piece of hemp or whatever you want. This again is from What People Do. This is a childcraft book, which was very interesting because that book was probably 1958, and we see airplane travel in the 50s. Kind of remarkable. That sure has changed a whole lot. Not really for the better, but it's changed a whole lot. They have art trading cards for you to play with, art trading coins for you to play with, the blanks, so you can DIY those. You know, this makes a great little book for Happy Mail. If you're, you know, if you ever get stumped for Happy Mail, or if you just want to challenge yourself by just using one thing as a Happy Mail creator. I love the flight attendants. Look at the hair. This is a chippy that says, take the last cup of coffee. And this is from Miss R. This is her ground whole bean cow tipper coffee. And it smells really good. Smells delicious. All right, guys, we've got these 3 new journals to go in the shop today. I will get these listed a little bit later on. Remember, our last shipping date is Monday, so get those orders in. I am working on 3 more journals. Hopefully, we will get those in the shop today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Have a happy, happy Friday. Talk to you soon. Bye.